She's completely healthy and eager to lead this team to victory. Sue Bird did not merely say those words. They were a declaration that Caitlyn Clark's return to basketball had been completed. Clark dominated Team USA training camp from the start, despite missing the majority of her sophomore WNBA season due to groin, quad, and ankle issues. Her logo three-pointer stunned everyone. Her leadership immediately impressed Kara Lawson, giving her a starting position in the 2026 World Cup. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's reaction to being demoted to the bench has been far from elegant. She should be grateful for the opportunity to join the squad in the first place. The contrast could hardly be more stark. Should Ree be on Team USA? Please let us know in the comments below. Make sure to express your support for Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Clark at point guard, Jackie Young at the 2, Brianna Stewart at the 3, Nafisa Collier at the 4, and Asia at the 5. And then coming off the bench, we have Sabrina Ionescu, Kalia Copper, Paige Beckers, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, and Sonia Citron.
Clark approached the microphone with a quiet assurance that comes from overcoming your biggest dread. The room went silent. This was her first basketball interview in several months. Not since the injuries began to pile up during her sophomore season. Left quad strain, left and right groin injuries, and a left ankle injury. The list continued to climb as a number of games played decreased. Only 13 games out of the entire season. For someone who shattered 62 records as a rookie, watching from the sidelines was excruciating. "I'm finally feeling 100% healthy," Clark stated, her voice calm and confident. No hesitation, no uncertainty. But she didn't sugarcoat the truth either. "I need to shake off the rust and recover my conditioning." The reporters leaned forwards. They wanted to know if she was simply being bold or if she truly meant it. Could anyone blame them for wanting to know after all she had gone through?
You told us today that after practice you were a little bit nervous going in just because you hadn't played in a while. Was there a moment you tried to get over that, said, all right, I'm good, I'm back to where I was before I got hurt? And I think you hit that one step back three that sort of bring sort of some comfort in some ways in the sort of part we saw.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like when I touched the basketball to start warming up before the practice even started, that's probably when I felt pretty comfortable. But I mean, I've worked so hard. Like, I haven't taken a break since, honestly, since the beginning of the WNBA season, with just all my rehab and getting back to where I wanted to be and then getting even better. So that's been kind of my focus. And, this has kind of been my next thing that I've been working for since our season.
You could see it in her eyes. However, the fire was back. Clark discussed the psychological toll of being injured. Being injured is an isolating experience. She stated that she learned what her teammates go through when they are injured. She learned to be a better supporter from the bench. But ultimately, she realized how much she missed a game that made her famous. "I would have accepted 10 poor games in a row simply to be out there playing because that is how much I enjoy it and competing with my teammates." Clark stated that quote encapsulates her entire mentality. She was not just ready to return. She was yearning to return. Despite the months of therapy and recovery, the passion remained strong. Aaliyah Boston looked from across the room as Clark answered each question. Her teammate was aware of what Clark had gone through. The frustration, the setbacks, the question of whether she'd ever feel like herself again on the basketball floor. Clark had been at her lowest point in Boston, so watching her handle this press conference was all the more meaningful.
WNBA season, obviously I did everything I could to try to be able to come back and, be able to play for my team, but, it just didn't really work. I think that was almost a way of relief for myself, just knowing that, I gave everything I could to possibly try to play, but my body just wasn't really letting me.
Clark discussed representing her country again and how honored she was to be a member of Team USA's current Olympic cycle. It was no longer only about getting healthy for the Indiana Fever. This was about leading the national team to 2026 and 2028. The responsibility did not terrify her. Rather, it inspired her. "My body feels better than it has in months," Clark said near the end of the workout. Reporters wrote notes. The cameras kept rolling. Everyone in the room realized they were witnessing something remarkable. Not simply a player coming back from injury, but a superstar recovering her crown. Clark promised to show people the real version of herself again. Not the wounded player who struggled in 2025. Not the careful athlete concerned about getting hurt. Caitlyn Clark, a basketball player, must watch television during her freshman year. That player returned, and she had something to prove.
team that was selected for the 2024 Paris Olympics. And the biggest news out of that was that Caitlyn Clark was not selected for that team. And for the Paris Olympics, as you guys can see here, it's a lot of veteran players. It's even some legacy players like Diana Taurasi actually didn't even play in that championship game, but she was still selected for Team USA. Now, again, I feel like that selection was not based on Diana Taurasi's skill. Now she has retired since then, but it was based on her legacy and her name. And there are also some other players that I feel like weren't necessarily selected based on how good they were as a basketball player.
When Clark entered the gym for scrimmages, it became quiet. Everyone understood what this meant. It was her first real basketball game in several months. Coaches kept track of every move. Every movement was carefully observed by teammates. The pressure was immense. Would she resemble the same athlete that dominated her freshman season? Or will months of injury show? Clark began cautiously in his early possessions. She moved smoothly but did not push too much. Several safe passes here. There is some decent defense there. Nothing showy. People began to question if the corrosion she indicated was worse than she said. Perhaps the comeback would not go as smoothly as everyone imagined. The rumors began in the gym. Then Clark grabbed a pass at half court. 2 dribbles. She pulled up from the logo without hesitation. The same confidence that propelled her to fame. These are the same mechanics who shattered 62 records. The ball left her hands in perfect rotation. Everybody held their breath. Swish! Nothing but the internet. The gymnasium erupted. Players jumped from the bench. Coaches began clapping. The familiar sound of Clark's shot hitting the bottom of the net sent goosebumps down the spines of everyone watching. You could sense the energy shift instantly. The cautious comeback was over. The real Caitlyn Clark had returned.
Oh, got you!
Every second is filmed by video cameras. Her follow-through appeared great. The ball's arc was textbook. The startled expression throughout the gym gave the entire story. Months of doubt and stress were erased with a single shot. Subbird watched from the sidelines, knowingly smiling. She nodded, as if she had seen exactly what she expected. The rust was already gone. Clark did not stop there. She followed up the logo 3 with a series of laser passes to teammates in ideal locations. Her court vision appeared as acute as ever. On defense, she predicted plays and obstructed passing lanes like a pro. Her basketball IQ stayed at the elite level. The entire speed of practice has shifted. Clark's enthusiasm transferred to everyone else on the court. Players began moving quicker. Passes became crisper. Defense grew increasingly ferocious. The entire rhythm accelerated to match Clark's fury. She was no longer merely participating. She was in charge.
Speed is back. That burst is back. And therefore, Caitlyn Clark, I would call her number 22, but in this case, number 17 is back. Just the way she gets up the floor, control of the ball, control of the step back, pure, all that. She said she had to get her conditioning back. Sue Bird said that was one thing it would take her a little bit of time to work towards.
Despite missing a few shots during a one-on-one session, Clark grumbled under her breath and kept trying. Throughout her recuperation, her desire for perfection remained strong. She wanted each shot and pass to be perfect. That competitive fire blaze as hot as ever. Clark formed a friendship with Cameron Brink at camp. They had known each other for roughly 9 years, dating back to their U16 days. "It's incredible to see how far we've come," Clark remarked. The relationships and chemistry between teams remained strong. That single logo 3 became the moment everyone realized Clark was truly back. He is not only physically fit, but he is also mentally prepared to dominate again. The shot signaled her return to the basketball world.